Hey everybody, welcome to 2020. We all made it. I'm in Texas right now, and if you know anything about Central Texas, there's a ton of pollen and allergens in the air right now. So I'm going to sound a little stuffy. I apologize for that in advance. I wanted to get these videos out though, because I know that you guys have been waiting, especially on the evolutions. So today we're going to go over Umbreon. Umbreon was a pretty cool Pokemon in the previous generation, specifically because it could act like a cleric with Heal Bell. Sadly, he does not have access to that in this generation, so we're going to play a little bit more of a disruptive role with him. So before we go over the build, let's go over some facts about Umbreon. So the English name for Umbreon is inspired by Latin, Umbra meaning shadow. So Umbreon, Shadow Evolution. Umbreon is obviously a dark type, so that's where that comes from. The Japanese name for Umbreon is Blackie. A lot of people think that is because they believe black cats are lucky, and Umbreon is kind of a take on a black cat. So black and lucky combined is the Japanese name. The other thing that's kind of weird is Umbreon in the Pokédex has Poisonous Sweat, but learns no poison moves at all. Alright, so we want to get an egg move on Umbreon. I accidentally evolved this one without putting the egg move on it. So I'm going to breed a female Umbreon with Quagsire. Male. And Quagsire needs to know the move Eon. I think Quagsire is the easiest to get, which is why I'm using him. There are a couple other Pokemon that you can use to push Eon onto your Eevee, but I would definitely recommend Quagsire. Alright, so now we're going to leave Umbreon and Quagsire at the daycare. You can use a female Eevee as well. I just accidentally evolved it without realizing I hadn't put the egg move on, so we're just gonna wait for these two to make an egg. Alright, and here's our level 1 Eevee. Special attack up, speed down. It doesn't have the hidden ability. We don't want that on Umbreon, honestly. Being able to counter flinch is not something I would necessarily worry too much about. Synchronize is the better out of the two, honestly. If you're going in a lot of battles and you're getting flinch locked, Umbreon probably isn't a good bet anyway. You should just have sweepers that can... Alright, and here's Yawn. Now that we have that, we'll be able to build out our Umbreon. So Eevee evolves with Happiness to Umbreon at night, so we're going to give it the Soothe Bell to kind of speed that up a little bit. Now we're just going to tell Eevee that we love it. We're going to play with the toy a whole bunch, and we're looking for hearts. Now we're just going to talk to it a whole bunch. And whenever it doesn't want to talk to us anymore, it will just cancel out. Oh wow, this one's very talkative. Okay, there we go. And now that it's night, we're just going to give it some level up candies, and then we will get our Umbreon. Alright, so I gave mine 10 large XP candies. You probably don't have to do that many, but I wanted to give it up to near level 50 anyway. And Umbreon! We have her. And we are going to keep Snarl, so definitely just teach it that right away. For the second move, we're going to use TM23, that's Thief. Umbreon can't have a held item if you use this move. I just like the disruption aspect of Umbreon with Thief, so I'm going to teach it to my Pokemon. And for my last move, I'm going to go with Foul Play. It is a physical attack, 95, and the higher the target's attack stat, the greater damage it deals. I think it's just a good utility move. I'm not going to put any IVs into attack, but it's just good to have if you're going against a sweeper and they have a lot of attack. You can kind of counter them because you'll be bulky. And TRs are things that you get from the trainers or from max raid battles. The trainers will change their TRs every single day, so just keep looking for it or doing dark raids if you don't have it already. Alright, and here's my final build. So Snarl will hit all Pokemon, and that lowers the special attack stats of the opposing Pokemon. It's a good utility move, and it has damage with it. You can kind of chip away at damage. Thief will take items. This is really good if you're going against somebody that's using leftovers or something like that. You can just take it from them and use its effects yourself. Foul Play just to kind of push some damage at physical attackers, and then Yawn to kind of force some disruption or swap outs. I'd also like to say that Work Up Baton Pass is pretty good on Umbreon as well. So if you want to go with something a little bit different that wasn't so disruptive and did more damage, Snarl, Foul Play, Work Up, and then use Baton Pass to kind of pass those stats on to a sweeper once you feel like you're getting low or you're going to get KO'd. I personally don't go with builds like that rely on Baton Pass just because there's a lot of things that can stop you from swapping out right now. And also you don't want to kind of misjudge the swap out and then you did a whole bunch of setup for no reason. Umbreon is a purely defensive Pokemon. It's not going to be great at attacking, so I think just keeping it as a disruptive utility Pokemon that can still put out some damage is a pretty good role for it right now. So Umbreon's stats are pretty interesting. It leans very heavily towards tank. HP, defense, and special defense. Speed, special attack, and attack is pretty lacking. I would personally recommend putting your effort values into HP and special attack, and then having the special attack up, speed down nature. You're not going to outspeed anything. I think it's a better idea for you to kind of just push some damage. Snarl is going to do some pretty good damage to both Pokemon if you up the special attack, and you're going to be able to survive a lot and still disrupt. So I feel like that's the best stat to go with when leveling effort values. There also is an argument for putting attack on Umbreon. Thief and Foul Play are both attack moves. Thief you're probably only going to use once, and then Foul Play already does a good amount of damage. You could have a pretty good mixed attacker if you put your effort values into HP and split them between attack and defense. I think that's kind of a pain. I personally would use Snarl as my damaging ability because it hits both Pokemon if you're playing doubles, which is why I go HP special attack. If you're seeing different stuff at your level or you want to counter different things, by all means, attack is also a really good option to go with. And just to kind of preface again, we don't go with an item on Umbreon specifically because of Thief. You won't steal anything if you have the item. And just to highlight again on the build, we don't put any item on Umbreon specifically because we want to steal an item. If you put an item on Umbreon and use Thief, you won't steal anything, so it won't be as effective. Alright, that's the video. If you watch the entire thing, please like it. Also, if you have any ideas for the channel, leave me some comments. I am really looking forward to the Pokemon Direct that we get on Thursday. I think I will post a summary video if it's a big update, or kind of go into what it means down the line. I think they're just going to introduce Pokemon Home. But if it's an update about Pokemon and you guys need to know about it, I'll definitely cover it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.